So, I've been meaning to come out and make a video just riding around, and this, I feel like it's a perfect opportunity. On a Philly night ride a couple weeks ago, my neighbor was riding this, the R2 ROADRUNNER. And I don't know how it happened. Maybe it wasn't. My camera's like falling. So I gotta tighten that up just a hair. That should be good now. But with the ROADRUNNER, like, the tire fell off the rim. Some people may or may not know, ROADRUNNER is a tubeless tire, so it's not that hard, I guess, to fall off the rim. But that's what it did. Luckily for him, he didn't crash or anything like that, so he kind of just skidded out a little bit. Avoided serious injury, which is always a plus. Which, I brought a helmet for him. Not bought, but brought a helmet for him. But it was the wrong size, so he didn't end up wearing it, which is good. Well, not good, but he didn't crash, so he didn't have to worry about his head. But you always want to, take your safety into account. I've crashed scooters before while not wearing a helmet, and luckily for me, I broke 3 ribs. Because I was worried about my head and not my body, so I worried about keeping my head up and not slamming into the ground because I was off-roading at the time. And so I was very worried about my head and not my body, so when I fell, I gave my body completely up to support my head and make sure, like, all of my efforts went into my head staying off the ground and not bonking it, because I was actually off-roading it. And thanks a lot, man. So so I broke 3 ribs because I gave my body up to save my head. I was out in the middle of the woods by myself on a trail. It was the first time riding a scooter, so I wasn't used to the brakes being backwards from, like, bikes. God damn, look at this guy, sidewalk. So when I went around on a turn, I actually slammed the wrong brake, and I ended up slamming on the front tire brake instead of the back tire, which caused me, and as I did that, I was actually turning, so it caused my wheel to stop dead, and I just kind of like went over from there. But like, it sounds like 3 ribs sounds rough, but it sure as hell beats a head injury. Because I've had friends who've not riding scooters, but they've gotten head injuries before, and hours later they come home, they don't know who the hell they are, they don't know who the family is, all this other stuff. So protecting your head is of the utmost importance. So I'm taking it slow because I swapped this tire out myself. Believe me when I tell you, I am no mechanic at all. So I'm trying to keep it under 20, so in case something does happen, I can, hopefully recover from it. We're gonna go ahead and get up on the sidewalk now, get off the street. So we're just bringing it to my local convenience store. If anybody lives up in the Northeast, you know what Wawas are. They're like 7-Elevens, but on crack. They're all over the place. Also, In Florida, same thing. But I can definitely tell the tire needs air. So, you know, that's ultimately what I'm trying to do here. I have no idea what the hell that is on the ground. So moral of the story is wear protective gear at all times. Don't be dumb. Don't be thinking that like, oh, I'm not gonna go very fast or I'm not going very far or any of that stuff, because man, it doesn't take much to rock your snot box. I got some creaking in my handlebars, but I think it's my phone mount, because I've never heard this creaking before. I didn't mess with the handlebars, so I don't think it's my handlebars itself. I think it's the phone, well, not the phone mount, but my camera mount. I'll try to tighten that up a little bit more. Now I'm trying to avoid bumps because, you know, the ROADRUNNER V2, as fun as it is a hardtail, and it is a hard tail. And you feel every fucking bump on the back end. So, you know, you gotta try to avoid bumps where you can. Pick and choose your battles. You know, even the front suspension's kind of stiff. I definitely have my brakes in the wrong, my rear brake in the wrong spot. I feel like it's at the top of the rotor, because the top of the rotor is indented, and it does like waves, and I feel it like vibrating when I hit my brake. So it kind of tells me that it's probably trying to squeeze the top of the brake rotor. So I got to fix that. Hopefully that's it. But yeah, this is the V2. I've only cosmetically modded this. You know, nothing performance-wise. I added new steering or handlebars, because the regular handlebars, you know, they're collapsible. So in the middle, the entire middle is dead space for you can't hang anything. So because they're collapsible, you know, they're meant for people that live in a city or need to take it up and down steps, or, you know, get it in your car. So I didn't like that. So I bought a whole new stem, you know, just off of Amazon. Basically, I just found the first thing that would fit. Put new pegs on, because the pegs that were stock, for me, I don't know, they were too small. The rubber started falling off them already. I've seen people complain about the first trip they take with this thing, the rubber falls off of the pegs. Mine weren't that bad. I probably have about 100 miles on this, so it took roughly 100 miles for, you know, the rubber to fall off, which, you know, take it for what it's worth. I mean, it's only a $1,500 scooter. You would think for $1,500 they would have better stuff than that, but, you know, better stuff costs money. So take it with a grain of salt. You know, you can't have the cheaper price with expensive components. So currently there are people at the air station. So I'm just gonna have to wait my turn here. Oh, that is my handlebars, actually. Looks like I have to tighten that up. But yeah, I mean, other ones, I added lights, like RGB light, string lights, just because it's my thing. I'll take a video of this thing at night, change the handlebar grips, because I don't like the palm rest ones, and especially with a thumb throttle. It was like fatiguing my hand really bad. You know, me and my buddies, we rode around New York City, you know, July, about a month ago, and, you know, like my hand was extremely fatigued at the end of that ride. But we'll get some air and we'll come back.